Now your microclimate forecast, presented by Bill Howe. Here's meteorologist Carlene Chavis.
That is such a great idea. Just carry a few extra bottles with you, put them in the car, and hand them out. And we need it.
That's true. And we've been talking about that all week. With that added heat and humidity, it's just staying hydrated is the most important thing, especially going into this weekend, because our temperatures are dipping a little bit. And it's not still significant enough that's going to make a difference. It's still going to be on the warm side. And then we're talking about temperatures even climbing, especially the further east you go. So 1 teens for the desert this weekend. I would not be surprised if there was even an excessive heat warning that was issued because of highs around 114. So stay hydrated out there. Also making sure that you don't leave your kids and pets unattended in cars, as well as just taking frequent breaks if you can. Just trying to beat that heat. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we shaped up for today. We hit highs in the 90s for the inland valleys. For the most part, we were talking about those 90s just taking over most of the week. We even had some triple-digit heat. We backed away from that yesterday and also for today. 98 degrees in Valley Center, 97 was the high. Escondido, Ramona, the same. 81 degrees for downtown, also 83 degrees for Carlsbad, 109 in Borrego Springs. Now, about a 10-degree difference for Borrego going into tonight. We have 60s and 70s from the mountains all the way towards the coast. 69 degrees in Del Mar, 70 degrees for Poway, 71 in Ramona, 73 in Alpine, and 72 for downtown. Over the next couple of days, we'll start to see some patchy coastal fog. And now we're shifting more so onshore with our airflow. We've been talking about the southeast flow, and that's what's been bringing in that monsoonal moisture, but now we're tapping out of that. So now with the onshore flow, we'll have the patchy coastal fog rolling in for tonight. We'll also see that stretching towards the inland valleys by tomorrow night. Less humid this weekend, close towards seasonal temperatures, but the heat is on for the desert as well as the mountains. So kind of staying away from that monsoonal moisture. It's going to continue to just stay towards the east. We'll have drier air start to move in, but that high pressure system will get closer towards us. It's still rather strong. Even though our temperatures are dipping down this weekend, we're still talking about warmer than average temperatures. But then high pressure will move towards the east, and as it does, that will allow for more monsoonal moisture to move in, and that will make a difference going into the middle of the week. We could see some scattered showers as well as thunderstorms popping up over the mountains again, and that uptick in humidity. Upper 70s for the coast this weekend. We'll be in the mid 70s, more seasonal by next week. 90s for the inland valleys, back into those 80s by Monday. For the next couple of days in the mountains, we'll be in the 90s and still holding strong to those as we go into next week. 1 teens to go into the weekend to start off the week, but a little bit of a break, which would be good for the desert. 102 by the middle of the week.
Hey,
A little bit of a break. We'll take anything at that point, right?
Everything helps.
Yeah.